There are a number of different duct system types. There's a lot of different round materials and rectangular duct, as well as flexible duct and hard pipe. You're likely to run into every type of different situation, and we have to be able to think on our feet and to look at how we're going to deal with it. Here we have a round pipe connected to some flashing, hand flashing. You can see here that this has been sealed really well. But we have a flexible connection that's not really adhered properly into place. So we're going to tape it into place all the way around using UL listed tape. Then we're going to use the panduit straps or a really large zip tie. Go all the way around. And zip tie it in place. We have a tensioning tool right here. And now we're going to take the insulation, pull it all the way up, and we'll zip tie that and tape it as well. Really large diameter ducts actually require 2 zip ties to go around. The reason we want to tape around it is because we want a complete vapor barrier so that any air that does get in there, we don't have condensation problems. It's kind of tricky to do because the jacket on the insulation is bigger diameter than the actual metal, so it may take several times going around it to get it sealed. So here we are in a crawl space where we have a supply trunk running here in rectangular. So we're looking at sealing each of these joints where we have the S and the drive that connects the 2 ducts together. Rectangular ducts can be a significant source of leakage, so being very careful to seal all the way around. Here we have a limitation where the trunk line is up against some return air joist panning, so we cannot actually seal the top side. There are going to be situations where we can't actually get at it, and we just have to do the best that we can. We're going to move on and start looking for some other leakage areas next. This here is a really tough place to reach to seal. We have the supply trunk running this way, and we have the return running this way. There's only about 2 inches in between. This is a place where we need to use a cotton glove of some sort, dip it in the duct mastic, reach up there, and seal it. Here we have the branch line going to the register boot, and we need to make sure that we seal all the joints even though they have tape on them, and then the boot itself we'll want to seal to the floor, and we want to seal some of the cracks that are in the boot. Sometimes you can't reach the back side of the boot, which I can't reach here and see, so we'll have to go upstairs into the actual living space and carefully seal the boot to the plywood. Also want to look and make sure that we have supports on every duct. Every joint where there's a duct should have a support. So here we have one back here. It's not even touching, and we also would want to put one right here where the joint is. And then every 5 feet or whatever length of duct that we have. Here's an example of a register boot that we could not get from below. So we're going to have to seal it from above. And we really have to be careful because there's carpet in here and there's a lot of things that we can get goopy. So I have a fresh brush here that I'm going to use. We're just going to put a little bit of sealant on it And then we're going to pull the carpet back and apply sealant between the boot and the subfloor. This allows us to make sure that there's no leakage that leaks down below or in between the subfloor and the boot. So we're just going to seal it all the way around. Just being careful that we don't get any on the carpet. Most of the time we can get it from below, and that's really where we want to do it, just so we don't have to come into the building, and so that we don't get any on the carpet or any of the flooring. But once in a while we have to get in and do it from the main space. Got a little bit on there, so clean it off. I'll take a rag and get that, make sure everything's really clean. Here we have a round takeoff fitting on the trunk line where the branch is connected. We're going to use duct mastic to seal all the way around where the fitting attaches to the trunk, as well as the adjustable portions of this 90 and where the pipe connects to the fitting, all using duct mastic. Here we have a duct that does not have any screws attached to it. And the International Mechanical Code calls for 3 screws around any of the smaller diameter ducts. So we're screwing the ducts in, and now we're ready to seal. Now you know there are a lot of different parts to the duct system that we have sealed. They're all important and all different in how we apply them. Next, we're going to move into looking at the return air panning and the importance of using the duct blaster in the duct sealing process.